everybody. Let's talk crypto. New position for me. So, COTI. COTI? I think it's COTI. Let's go with COTI. All right. So, I've heard of this coin a while back, but it really got my attention about a month and a half ago. I'm awful with temporal memory, guys. So if I say the other day or a month ago, give me a lot of wiggle room on those. But it really got my attention when the European Central Bank announced how there was 70 plus companies that they're using to test the digital euro. And of all of them, they named two crypto companies. Only two. Quant and then COTI. COTI. Right? Currency of the internet. It's awesome. Right? So people responded to quant. People did not respond to COTI, which one almost surprised me. Two, I'm thankful for it because I stalled on it because I wanted to research it before I just aped in because I am into the RWA CBDC narrative pretty deeply actually. And I was looking for an entry, wanted to make sure this is what I thought it was. And this is gonna be the first video of that I do with COTI. It's been around for a while, like it's not new. And new crypto coins, everyone looks for what's the next shiny thing, what's got all the utility. If it's new, it doesn't have utility, guys. It has hype and potential. And when I look at my portfolio, I didn't do this on purpose, but it's essentially all older crypto. There's Aerodrome is probably the exception. Yeah, I think that is the exception, and ASM probably. Um, but both of those also have live use and they're making money. So it's what I look for at least. Older companies have had time to build the projects, get the word out, bring in money from having the projects work, right? And COTI's there. So I want to talk a little bit about what it is, why I'm kind of excited about it on the CBDC front. I kind of insinuated heavily, I foreshadowed significantly of it, but let's hop right into that now. I'm going to do a light review of it because I'm going to talk more about it over time in more details for you all, and we'll get to a lot of questions and stuff, hopefully, from the comments below on it. Let's talk about COTI. So, COTI, it's the name, it's the ticker, it stands for Currency of the Internet. Splendid. All right, so it's building a privacy-focused infrastructure for payments, stablecoins, and possibly CBDCs. It's already involved into it, right? But the privacy, that is a big part of this. Crypto was designed to be unregulated, decentralized. And of course, when you have trillions of dollars coming in, banks and government agencies are going to come in and centralize it and all of that. And though I'm not a fan of it, I am a fan of following them because that's where money's going to go, and a shit ton of it, right? So privacy is still required, even if it's going on a somewhat centralized, somewhat regulated network. So the short version of what COTI does with payment systems is make sure that it's private to only the two parties that are involved. Meaning, if I wire something from my bank to another bank, the entire bank can, of both sides, can see exactly when was the transaction, how long did it take, how much was going, where did it come from and go. And COTI stops that. Only the two parties involved. It makes privacy the big thing, which is required for keeping things mostly decentralized and interfocused. And we're talking about stable coins and CBDC transfers. That's what we're looking for. And that's one of the big things that COTI does and what its focus is on. So we'll look in the charts in a little bit, but I do want to briefly talk about the history of performance of COTI, right? So it survived the bear market. It went through the bull market last time. It's currently around 5-ish cents. It hit a high of 62 cents, right? And its high market cap was $530 million. Okay, there has been token inflation a little bit. That's fine. It happens. No big deal whatsoever. So that same $530 million market cap that it had last time would equate to 24 cents per token now, as opposed to the 62 cents last time. I'm bringing this up I'm not doing a price prediction today, guys. I will in the near future, I promise. But this is part of it that we have to know. And I feel like when people do price predictions, a lot of people don't look at this component of, well, it hit 62 cents last time, so it can hit a dollar this time. I'm not saying it's not going to hit a dollar, right? But for it to hit 62 cents again, it has to go about three times as far as the market cap. Right. So for it to hit a $1 price, now it needs to be a little over $2.2 billion market cap. I think it's feasible. Again, we'll address that in other videos down the road. But there has been a decent amount of inflation, not quite two-thirds, but it's been there. So it's still possible. Right. But the part of this I actually like is that in the 2019 bear market, it dropped under a penny. It was floating around like the 0.08, touching right under a cent. Okay, whatever. Blasted up to 62 cents, and then it dropped in the bear market. Duh. But it held then right around the 4 cents. Mostly danced around 0.38 to 0.42, but let's call that 4 cents, right? And so it was a much higher low, 4x higher. And though you might be like, that's what it's supposed to do. Yeah, but most don't, right? Like most actually disintegrate and go in the cosmos and we never hear of them again. But it's just good to show the strength of it and lets us know that there's been a lot of long term holders and soon to be speculative to an extent corporations and industry that's going to be doing the same thing. So I want to get ahead of all of it. That's why I jumped in. So in lieu of, or probably more so to do beforehand of the European Central Bank announcement of using COTI as a pioneer partnership, pretty much saying they're working on the digital euro testing. But pretty effing good chance quant and COTI, regardless. What they ended up doing was they made a V2 update. They altered the tokenomics a little bit just in May of this year, 2025. And over the next 12 months, they are adding an extra 53 million tokens. Oh my God, inflation and dilution, crypto sucks. Why are we buying this? Yes, I'm mocking everyone who would think that. Guys, allocations and sending out crypto and having airdrops or routine inflation is not a bad thing. You buying a token and being ignorant of it and the timing, that's what the bad thing is. So they do have this inflationary model. They also have a burnable model, so it can be controlled. That's a big deal. And if we're talking something that's going to be running CBDCs and stable coins, they're going to want that control to control the prices to an extent. They're just being more open about market manipulation to a certain degree. Right? But they're going to be releasing it slowly over time, over the next year. Okay, cool. There's over 43,000 holders right now, and there's no like shady token distribution. So there's no rug pull. Again, everyone's worried about pump and dumps for some reason. Speaking of partners, COTI's been around. They've got a lot of them. I'm gonna hit the ones that I think you're more likely to know first. I'll already plan on doing more detailed stuff about the Ethereum Alliance and the other big ones that they have in the works or have recently added to it. But for now, the ones that I think are more important for most of us to know is one, partnership with Cardano. That's a pretty big one. I also like teasing Cardano. It was my learning crypto last cycle. We'll put it that way, right? But COTI is the official issuer of the DJED. DJED. It's Cardano's algorithmic stablecoin, right? So what this means is that Cardano uses COTI to deploy the smart contracts, and COTI will earn fees for it. It's converted into COTI. So this is real utility by using other crypto for it. Okay, awesome. Now, other than just the testing or helping with the testing of the digital euro, there's a smaller one, still significant, but the shekel. This is Israel's central bank, right? Again, there's larger ones. Any is a good thing, guys, right? They're now currently testing the real world assets for tickets and digital collectibles and all that fun jazz, keeping privacy as the main thing for the digital shekel. Awesome. They're getting into the European Central Bank. Again, I gotta just emphasize it's not official, just like with quant, it's not technically official. But they're using two crypto companies to test. If it works out, why would they not use those exact same crypto companies? All right. So, and that's the big reason I got into COTI in the first place. It's a much smaller token than quant. Again, I'm also pretty big into quant. Um, it's about 130 million market cap. It's got so much more room to go with it, and people haven't heard about it or haven't pushed it too much. All right. Um, they're doing as the pilot, going with conditional payments, which is just a way to verify the safety of transactions without revealing sensitive data. Again, we got to keep the data in line, keep it secret, keep it safe. And that's what COTI's doing. And when it becomes official with the digital euro, like I really think it will, boom, it's going to fly, guys. I think this is great. Let's look at the charts real briefly, and then we'll wrap this baby up. So the monthly, gorgeous chart, isn't it, guys? It looks like everyone else's. Actually, yeah, let's expand. Let's go to see what we've had of all time. That's the year, here, all time. So again, crypto's been around a little bit for crypto. This is considered ancient and old, 2019. So right now we're looking on the lower end of 5 cents of the cost, ranked number 303 per market cap at 113 million. All right, a lot of room to grow and expand. And with it being the focus of privacy and the focus of privacy for stable coins and CBDCs, uh, I think it's great. I think it's a good narrative. It might not be the sexiest one, but it doesn't need to be sexy to make a lot of money, guys, or at least for me to make a lot of money from it. All right, 113 million. We got a crap ton of holders. Supply, we know this is going to come out over time. Between some of it's going to be released, a lot of it's going to be for staking and rewards. We'll go over allocation schedules in other times, but all right, it's worth nothing. Last cycle did pretty well. It went from, if we look at the bottom of the bottom, all right, at a penny, right before it really took off, it was pretty much where it is now, half a cent less, so in the upper fours. And then we had it blow up here to 50 cents. That would be awesome. All right, it did end up getting the record high. I think it was around 62. 61, whatever, guys. Again, if we look over where we are right now down here at, or not now here, but where we were on the local high last year, around 22 cents. If we switch it over to what the market cap was worth, here you see how much closer it is compared to the cost. That's just because there's been more tokens released, right? When there's tokens released, it does not change the price of the coin, but it, depending on where it goes. If it goes directly to old school investors, the early guys, yeah, they'll sell it off, and then that selling is what drops it. But otherwise, adding coins to the market just increases the market cap. And that's why we have it higher comparatively for such a much lower price than what we had back here. You know, but going in the right direction for everything. So here, if we look on the weekly, so when I bought it, I think it was around, yeah, it's a little lower than now than when I first got in. I got in around the 5 point, I think it was like 5 point, almost 5.6 cents. Who cares? This is one I've got a buy order in. If it hits right around here again, the 4.9, 4.8, I don't remember exactly. So it's slowly moving its way back up. Again, there's always going to be black swan events, general variations and retracements, but I'm actively looking to build a higher supply of COTI personally. So what do you guys think about COTI? Have you heard of it before? Have you been in it? Are you in it now? What is your thoughts about other CBDC stablecoins or other uses? Because I'm very aware it's got other uses. I want to talk about them in subsequent videos, but feel free to get ahead of me and yell at me down below for not talking about other great things about COTI. Shill it, advertise it, ask me questions. Otherwise, thank you guys all for being here. I'll talk to you guys all soon. Peace and love.